this looks perfect. Now what I need to do next is to cut a piece of hazel using the Will Adams Bushcraft Bowie knife in order to just demonstrate how effective this is as a slashing tool, and we've already shown how well it works as a shaving tool, so we're going to look at how versatile it is now for cutting through wood in a chopping motion, splitting, and also fine carving of wood as well. So that's all really valuable, useful things that any bushcraft knife should be able to do. So this one will do. I'm going to cut it off quite close to the ground. Now, the thing with the Bushcraft Bowie, it's got a pretty heavy blade, so that generally means that it should be a really good chopping knife. Now, also, the fact that it's flared out here towards the butt end of the handle means it's less likely to slip through my fingers, so that's the sort of design features that I really wanted to incorporate in this knife. So what we're going to do is just aim to cut here. Now, this is a coppiced woodland, so this will all be cut soon anyway. And I'm just going to cut in through here and see how many chops it takes to get through. 3. That's quite respectable, isn't it? Now what you might be surprised at is how big a piece of wood you can cut with just a knife. Now, I would generally use a saw to cut wood like this. It's a fairly sizable bit, about maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, fairly stout, but in a survival situation you may have to use a knife to do it. Now the way to cut a piece of wood like this using a knife is to, first of all, select the piece you want to use, apply pressure in the direction you'd like it to fall. This is a nice bit of hazel. Put the pressure on it, put the sharp edge of the blade at the point you'd like to start cutting, and with a rocking motion at about a 45-degree angle, we start to cut into the wood. Now the way this works is by cutting through a small number of the fibers at one time. It's not the cleanest way to cut wood, but it is effective. And what it does, it cuts into the wood by cutting through a small number of the fibers in one go, rather than trying to cut through at right angles, which goes through all the fibers of the wood. So even though it makes a bit of a mess, it's a very effective way of cutting wood if you only have a knife with you. This is an ancient method of firelighting, goes back probably to the Stone Age, or way into the Stone Age, and it's a very, very effective method. My favourite survival technique for firelighting, because it's so effective and it works even in conditions that aren't perfect. So you can get this to light a fire even if it's raining a little bit, just by working on your technique. Damn it. Magical moment. Okay. Chap's Guide to Bushcraft is the idea that modern life is just far too stressful for us. So one of the aspects we're looking at is just how we can use bushcraft as a way of getting away from the hustle and bustle of modern life, and little projects like this just help to take us back to a more civilized time, a time when drinking tea was considered the high point of the day. And it still is for me. Starting with the lowest one, I just need to hold the knife this time with a slightly different technique. So rather than holding it in that firm grip, truncating method, this time holding it with my thumb on the back of the blade. And then just with a motion using both thumbs to push upwards towards that cross I've cut into the wood. A series of crosses. I'm going to remove the lower part of the cross. And the shape of this notch, it's very much like a bird's beak. You can see it hooks down like this. And the reason for that is it links into the end of the main stick which holds the pot over the fire. So I'm just going to finish this off here and then do the rest of them, and we'll see how well it works. Nice moment.